Good evening, Blob. Good evening, Dacre. And hope you can hear me. Hope you can see everything. Can you just let me know, guys, as usual, if everything looks okay and that you can hear me. Good evening, Mr. Andy. How are you doing today? And welcome. The first time you've caught a live stream. Welcome, Dacre. Nice to see you. And I like the title on the thumbnail, and it's kind of like weird. We've got games that we should be winning, but you know what I'm like. And Nottingham Forest, Leeds, Leicester. They are three games that we should be just winning quite easily, given the form that we are in, given the results that we've been having. You'd think that we are going to win those three games. But FM doesn't work like that. As we have two at home, I think the dangerous one is the Leeds game. But one of those games, in the normal run of things, if we just set up and played, we would lose one of those. Which one is it? I've got to hazard a guess. It's Leeds in the middle away. So I'm kind of like a bit concerned about these games. It's the kind of situation whereas if you win all three, then it's really good for you as you come approaching Manchester City. You should be fairly near the top. And if you don't win all three, then you're going to remain pretty much around the same place. So things to think about as we go into these games. And I'm looking at Forest. Direct counter-attack. Is that a great big red flag for me? I hate playing against 4-4-2s. I love playing with a 4-4-2. It's very dangerous. And a direct counter-attack style. They're going to try and get the ball up the pitch as fast as possible. Do I want to pull the line back a little bit to try and stop these balls over the top, try and stop the through balls, the diagonal balls that are definitely going to be coming in? I think I probably will. And I might start the game balanced. These banana skins are just dreadful, dreadful games. I don't think I've got too much in terms of injuries. I think I've still got Florian Wirtz out, but he's going to be out for another couple of weeks. But generally, the squad is in good nick. Looking at that schedule, the two games coming up, Leeds and Manchester City are obviously the better teams of the four. And so therefore I want the first team ready and able to go, especially Manchester City, because there's only 2 days between Leicester and Manchester. I want to be playing a reserve team here and having the first team ready to go. So big decisions to make. I've kind of set up for the Nottingham Forest game. Hey Jude, how you doing, my friend? So we've set up for the Nottingham Forest game. It is a very rotated team. And I'm just wondering if I should also put Larson in here. Is Landerson a better anchor? Then, yeah, probably. Might be best to switch those over. Not like that. Do it that way, because it never works, that. Play Larson here. Landerson is probably a better anchor. So, and then that rests Tonali for the Leeds game. So then I will have a good first team ready and rested for the Leeds game. These boys can then play against Leicester, which will mean the first team will be able to play against City. So hopefully this is going to work out. I hope it's going to work out. We definitely should be winning 2 out of these 3 games. I know I want to be more attacking myself, but I just want to have a look at the game first as I explain myself to the assistant. I don't want to play more direct passing. I want to keep doing what we do. And I think that we will go with this team. I've got a good bench there. And we will go with this team. And yep, they seem all very happy. They seem to be following my thinking that we should be rotating for this game and for the game against Leicester. And come on, boys. And we are favourites, but I'm getting fed up of saying that. So I'm going to say our home form is very, very important. And I am going to say I trust them because it is the reserve team. And we are going to go and play some football. Come on, Newcastle, we got this. And we are on the front foot straight away. So I wonder what am I in? How did I leave it extended last time? That's probably good enough to begin with. We early stages we haven't got the ball, which is a bit of a worry. Forest have got the match momentum in the early stages, even though we started on the front foot. Oh, it was a penalty. Whenever that happens, somebody tackles in the box like that, it's your player, it's a penalty. But that happens so many times for the opposition. It is, it's never given for you. All he does is he sticks his foot out, and the ball goes shooting off that way. Shows he got the ball. Weird. They got to tidy this up, FM. And we are a goal behind again. This is not the start that I wanted. I thought we were going to win this one. But there was something about switching on the computer, switching on and off, isn't there? And not happy about this. But penalties, what can you do? It's just like... I'm going to shout at them. This is not good enough. We'll demand a little bit more. We don't want to do anything outrageous at this point. We're not out of this game yet. And sometimes the game will do this to try and make you panic and change something when what's happening is perfectly adequate. And we are in control of the game by the look of it. And let's get a shot off, and almost. So it does look to me like we made the right call there. Don't panic when something like that happens. Maybe Blitzy was looking. Hi, Airwolf, how are you doing? Maybe he was thinking more direct passing because it's the rain, Blitz. But I still think we are good enough with our shorter, quicker style of play to play this in the rain. And we are zipping it about. So we should be good enough. And an indication there that direct passing is possibly not the best thing that we can be doing. We don't do it very well. Just a little reminder to me, don't do it. But we do need to score, and that's a lovely pass. Canote doesn't miss many of those. The referee's running that way, so it's going to count. We are back in this game. We didn't panic. There's always, when you go a goal behind early, you start thinking, oh, I've got to change something because this isn't working out. You don't have to, just have faith. And I kind of had a feeling that if I did go and push the lines up or do something like that, we would leave space behind and that would cause us problems. Not quite sure what happened there. Another little glitch. But we are back. And come on, let's get another one. That's poor, but that's poor goalkeeping. And we are definitely causing them problems. And we are a 2-1 up. And yes, what a call. What a manager. Hey, Reckons, good to see you. Nice to see you. Yep, you're right. I haven't seen you for a long time. And guys, if you are in the chat and you haven't yet so far, give us a like because it does help. The channel helps a great deal, more than people know. Just by clicking that like button, the more I get, the more it will push it out to people who don't know the channel yet. So go on, give us a like. Go on, be nice. Because it's Sunday. Be nice. And because we're winning 2-1, give us a like. So I did think, yeah, don't change anything. It was a good call. And I think we should just go on and dominate this game now. that was the test for this game, was am I going to change anything? And I didn't. And so how's that affecting the table? We've just nudged up to third. We're 3 points behind Chelsea. And I did say that these 4 games are probably season defining. Because if you win them all, then you could probably end up on top of the table. But if you let the game have its way and you only win 2 of the 4 or 3 of the 4, you won't finish on top. This is how the game works. And hey Tracy, how are you doing? We both have to look forward to soon. I got three months in Virginia. That's absolutely awesome, mate. That I did live in America for 4 years. Don't think I ever went to Virginia. But I'm sure you will have a great time out there, mate. Thanks, Tracy, for that compliment. I really appreciate it. I mean, that's the point of them. I try to make things simple. Even when I'm doing this, I try to explain to people why I do the changes that I make. What's the reasoning behind it? Otherwise, you're no good to people. Sometimes I do things on a whim and I don't know myself. That's a beautiful strike from Veloso. That's 3-1. And I think I made some good calls here, which I did explain. And that was a good call earlier. And very often you can go a goal behind, get excited, make a change, and then suddenly go 2 goals behind. Game's just testing you. Are you going to panic? Don't. There's plenty of time left. So we have romped into a lead now. Looking at the stats, Forest have got a better XG than we have. But we are still, I think, the better team. I think the penalty counts for an excellent chance, and so that bumps the XG up. Well, I'm going to say we've had a lot of shots on target. Hi, Callum. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I know Manchester United. I don't really know what to say, really. What can I say about United? I mean, the problem with... I mean, I am a Man United fan, but not like some of the stuff I've been watching on YouTube this afternoon, where they're freaking out. And the problem is they're still stuck in the Ferguson era, and they still believe they are a good team. That's the problem with Man United fans. Oh, I say, karaoke. The problem with Man United fans at the moment is that they do believe they're still a great team, whereas they're actually not a very good team. And I'd put us on a par with teams like Brentford, Crystal Palace, other teams like that. We're just not good enough. And we're, I don't know, mid-table, not even a top half team, I'd say 12th. Yeah, Everton as well, that kind of quality. And until they get rid of players, I made a list of players like Mount, Ericsson, Casemiro, Fernandes even. He's absolutely useless to that team. Anthony, Rashford, they've all got to go, because they are lazy and they're coasting. And we need to get players in who will play with a bit of passion. Just like this Newcastle team. And Sir Alex wasn't fired, was he? He left, didn't he? Alex Ferguson was quite cute. He knew the end was coming. He got Van Persie in for his last season to try and win the league. But he'd already announced he was going at that point. He knew the end was coming. Spurs, I still like watching Spurs. I really do. But the defensive, they leak goals. That's the problem. And I think they need to get me in and look at their mentality. I'll do a little bit of coaching with them on defensive mentality. I love the way they attack, but if it goes wrong, they are in dreadful shape at the back. And often they're getting caught in wide areas because both fullbacks are coming. They're using this inverted wing-back on attack system. So they're getting caught out in these wide areas. But I do love the way they play when it's working. Yeah, I also think that they need Son in the team. Come on, boys, let's get a fourth. We're absolutely hammering them here. Time to make a few changes, I think. Keep these boys fresh. Yes, they have. But, I mean, I had no idea they were paying in millions. Like 2.3 million a year. What for? Talk about a waste of money. I don't want to be rude to Alex Ferguson. I mean, I love the guy, but is that really worth the money? It's very, very interesting. So who am I going to put in midfield? Shall I push Yoro up into the anchor? Do I want him as a... Let's play him as an anchor. I don't want to play a DM there. I don't know why it's put on DM. And let's give Biomo a game. Leave Biomo. He's got pace, hasn't he? He's got pace. Yeah, he's got bags of pace, so he can play that cover role. And then Mora can have a game. For Veloso. Veloso's having a good game today, but Mora can come on for him. Both forwards are okay. Larson in midfield. We'll leave it at that for now. Thanks for popping in, Dakri. Thanks, mate. Good to see you. Well, he's getting old now. I'm getting the same reckons. I'm a moody old cantankerous old bugger now. It happens when you get old. I always wanted to be a cantankerous old man. I had visions of being a grumpy, like, what's his name? Victor Meldrew. He's probably got the grumps because he's old. That's all it is. Now then. Oh, over the top. Who's getting tired? But yeah, I mean, is it justifiable, Andy, to give him 2.3 million a year when the roof is leaking? And there's probably better ways they can spend that money. Getting old, 18. Oh, you're gonna have a great time going off to America then for all that time at 18. What are you going there for, reckons? What's the draw of America? These two. Where he is tired. Let's come off the press to begin with. We don't need to press anymore. They're getting tired. Larson. Let's bring Neves on. Karaoke. Shazavari can come on and have a game. There we go. So that looks to me like job done in the first game. We've absolutely taken them apart in the second half. Come on, we need a goal, though. We haven't scored since half-time. Yeah, Rashford's gone to pieces. He's not... He just doesn't feel like his heart is in it for Man United anymore. Unfortunately, Tracy. It's like he's wanting to go and play somewhere else, which is a bit of a shame. But time for him to go. So many of them. And they bought these players like Mount and Eriksen. What on earth for? What was the point? So that means that we are going to go up to 3 points. As Chelsea are drawing at Aston Villa. So that means there will be 3 points separating us at the end of today. And that's exactly what I said. If you win all these easy games, you could find yourself at the top. This is how FM works. But if you don't win all 3, then you'll still be in the same position as you were when all the games are over. So you've got to be careful with these teams, and we've got to try and win all 3 of them. So far so good. A third of the job is done. Fergie controlled the players, got them playing well. Yeah, absolutely, Andy. They didn't mess about with Ferguson. There's no arguing or what he said. They listened and did what they were told, basically. And I guess Pep has the same. That when he speaks, the players listen. And Klopp is the same. And it's about that respect. That when he says we're going to do something, they do it. They don't sit there and argue with him. Certainly wouldn't have done that with Fergie. Because on the surface, he always spoke like a very gentle, mild-mannered man. But he had a temper on him, and if you didn't do as you were told, then you'd know about it. It's quite interesting when you play this game, and I sometimes think if I was actually a manager in real life, what would I be like? And I do think I would have a temper. if they actually performed really badly, I would be a throw the water bottle person. Definitely. And we have now nipped up to 3 points behind. Manchester United have played a game more, which is good. Pep destroys... I don't know if he destroys them. They just listen to him. And if he criticises them, then I think they listen to him. Because it's that respect thing, isn't it? It's the respect. And I'm afraid, like Ten Hag doesn't seem to carry that respect. We don't need to rest the team, especially as most of them are not going to play against Leeds. You would be a Brian Clough type manager, Andy? Is that what you're saying? I say. Clever manager, Brian Clough, I think. You do. I don't throw the water bottle very much because I gotta admit I win most of my games. I was just thinking, what is my win ratio in this save? As we come up to 100 episodes, how do I find this out? You go into your profile, and then history. Is it overview? Yeah. So number of clubs 5. Well, that's interesting. I've spent 875 million. Overall, games 461, games won 365. So 96. So I've only lost 30 games, 35 games or so, because 63 were drawn. Games lost 33. So my win percentage is 79% in this save. I'll take that. Win percentage for Newcastle 69. Highest fee 180 million. And how many trophies have we got? 12 cups, so 12 and 9, 21, 22 trophies. I think that's a pretty good record for one save. A win percentage record of 79%. I didn't realise it was as good as that. 69 for Newcastle. Which means we've won a lot of games for Newcastle as well. And I've only lost 33 games in this entire save. And we are in now 2031. So that is 8 years, isn't it? 22 trophies in 8 years. I'd say that's a successful save. FM is probably too easy. So Manchester City have jumped back in front, pushed us down again. But you can see that we have closed the gap to 3 points. So what I said earlier at the beginning of the stream was absolutely right. If we win these 3 games, then we could end up on top by the time, and we'll probably then go on to beat Manchester City. I don't have problems playing these big clubs anymore. I think we are an extremely good side. Who is this guy? 260 million for a 33-year-old. They want 260 million for him. I was thinking of buying him. Wasn't he valued at 13 million in the last transfer window? Pretty sure he was. Because I did look at him and then decided, nah, I don't want to buy a 33-year-old. Fullback, wingback for sale. See, if looking at this, he's probably a really good squad player. He's not as good as what we've already got. Very good signing. Who's this? Silguera. DM centre mid. Again, not as good as what we've got. But I do have to... Augusto, sign him as a priority. Look at it, 5-star player. Yeah, he's probably quite decent. 23 years old, not for sale. Shall we make an inquiry? Let's ask the agent. We're very keen on signing him. Oh, he is very keen on joining Newcastle. Well, the wage is okay. And they are unwilling to sell Augusto at the current time. He's a minimum fee release clause to this value. Interesting. Let's have a look at his contract. What's his release? 439 million. Oh my God. I don't think we'll be bringing him in. I don't have that much money. I'd like to. He is performing extremely well in training. Kumalo. Augusto. I suppose I have to put him on the... Oh, he's already on the shortlist. 400 million. Really excited for next week's Liverpool-Brighton. Well, let's hope so. So Alex was able to bring success even under the Glazers. Yeah, I mean, for me, he was the perfect Manchester United manager. His tactics were high-paced counter-attack and played it really well. And been on any walks? Only short ones this weekend, Andy. I don't want to overdo it, but we've been on like 1k, 1.5k short ones. Slowly. Probably tomorrow I might attempt to do a big one. So 5 of those are happy. And Florian Wirtz once more. Playing time. Chelsea are playing against Leeds. Come on, Leeds. No, they couldn't do it. We're still thereabouts. Liverpool drew. Bournemouth beat Brentford. Nothing to do with us. That's not a good result. They're keeping Chelsea winning. Chelsea haven't actually lost a game. And neither have Manchester City. Which is makes it very difficult for me to win the title if they can't lose football matches. Who's this geezer? He's a winger. Attacking mid. But what a good winger he is. It's good finishing, good composure. He's got a lot, hasn't he? 2 very good feet. 46 million. He's a bargain at 21. I'm going to add him to the short list. He's an absolute bargain at 21. That's what I'm particularly looking at. His form is outstanding. Another one here, right winger. 65 million. Lots of wingers. But I have added to look for wingers. Another exceptional winger. Finishing 14. But his composure's not very good and his concentration sucks. So Leeds. What are they? Let's have a look. Oh, they're terrible actually. They're in 7th. But there's really not much. They're not very brave. They can't tackle. There's no pace. They're not very aggressive. Can't tackle. Their marking is terrible. Off the ball. Positioning is dreadful. First touch is awful. We really got to be putting pressure on these. So I want to push right up. Really get in their face. Play at high tempo. I also think thinking maybe we will get stuck in. Just go to our and just want to have a look. Tackling is excellent in defense. Tackling, it's not great in midfield, but it's pretty good. Tackling won't be. So I think we should be just really going at Leeds. How they are in 7th is hard to imagine. And yeah, I want to change this team. Tonali, Neves, yeah, Kamalo, Gray, Sidamar. I'll go along with that. I think I might play Veloso. He came off last time and played very, very well. So Kanate can go on the bench. Sidamar and Gray, Kamalo. Where is Veloso? I'm going to play Veloso, who had a very good game last time. And Guehi comes in here. Frimpong and Davis, yep. And Tonali, Neves, Veloso. That's a good team. And then we'll have Moreno, Patterson, Euro, Landerson, Larson, Carioca, Canote, and Mora. There we go. That's a very, very good team. That should have the beating of Leeds. He wants to play Biomo and Carioca, but I need to play Veloso. Unfortunately, we need to play Veloso. I would like to think United will sell... Tracy, I'd like to think they will sell 8 players very soon. Why they bought the likes of Casemiro, old. Why they bought Eriksen didn't make any sense to me. Good enough to come back and play for the likes of Brentford. Why did we feel we needed... why did we need to sign him? Because Brentford signed him. And then Mount never made any sense to me at all. Chelsea reject. Never made any sense to me, that. Peterson's got himself injured, has he? But he's already... Florian Wirtz is almost back. So this is a big game now. They're in 8th, and hard to see why, looking at that team report. There's nothing really to them. So, interesting one. Oh, Chelsea drew. So this is now a chance to get within shouting distance. This is exactly what we need. I think we will go to positive this time. I really think that if Leeds are that bad, we ought to go at them. At least have a look. So let's go and win this one. This is probably the big one. And the media have given you a lot of credit, and you are doing very, very well. But in all fairness, they should be doing very well. We are, I think, according to the media, we are predicted to finish 2nd. And when that happens, you should be looking to win the league. And it is about... These games are what it's all about. If you win these games, then you'll go on and win the league. It's not the big games that help you to win the league, it's these. So this is a big, big game, this Leeds game. And we really do need to go at them. But this is the first team. And which does mean that we can rest this team for Manchester City, when Manchester City hopefully will be very tired, because there's like a gap of only 2 days. Come on, we're in. Oh yes, Veloso! What a good call to put Veloso in. And there we go. We just changed it a little bit. Yep, get in. We changed it a little bit. Just went a bit more attacking. Went on the gas a little bit more. And it's paid off. So we are doing quite well. These sessions, since I've come back from the surgery, I think we've only lost 1 game in all 4 sessions. So we're not doing too bad. But I think that's more to do with the quality of the team rather than me as a manager. It's a very, very good team. And they should be winning football matches. I mean, this boy, Arwell Davis, very, very good fullback. Probably the best centre-back in the world now. Jesus Abba. Frimpong, excellent in FM. and strengthening at the back as well in the winter transfer window. I want to bring Marcos in. Marcos would just make our centre backs amazing. And it's interesting that Leeds are in 8th, because looking at that report, there's nothing to them. This will put us 4 points behind Chelsea. And then Chelsea drawing might be going to spiral into a little run of poor form. So I'm hoping we could finish top at the end of this session. Chelsea have got to start losing at some point. They're not going to go through the entire season not losing. We've totally dominated Leeds. I'd like another goal though. Dominating is not good enough. We're playing the game in their half. They've hardly been in our half. And we do need to be defensively careful though. That's good. Goalkeeper, nicely done. Go on, hit it. No, he's going to cross it, and it's 2-0. Velosso's got his second. Get in. How come we've slipped down to 4th? Manchester United must be winning as well. It's all getting very interesting at the top. But it does look like we are going to finish top 4, whatever. Veloso has 2. That was a good call to put him in. He wanted more games. We've given him. He is a good player. There's no doubt about it. His attributes are absolutely fabulous. And he wasn't playing enough. I have a funny feeling I might have to sell Kumalo, but he's worth 100 million. Oof. Gray isn't having the greatest of seasons. It's his first season, but maybe next year he's going to show his true class. Which is when I want him when we're in Europe. The Velociraptor. Good name, Andy. The Velociraptor. We'll give him that nickname, Velociraptor. That's really cool. We've absolutely hammered them at the moment. Go on, son. Over the bar. It is kind of strange that Leeds are in 8th when they are such a bad team. Oh, no, they're still 8th. Yeah, they're still in 8th, and they're like this really bad team, and that's what I was talking about. This is all closing now. But if we can just win this one and the next one, I think we're not going to be far off the top of the league. We might be 1 or 2 points behind them. Go on, boys. Go on. Lovely header. Into space. Oh, I say. What a good save. 2-0. We'll take this. I'll take a nice 2-0. Sell for 100 million. The entire Colombian under-21s. Do you know what? I actually don't like doing stuff like that. I know that it's what people do. It's how people win in this game. But I don't mind having one wonder kid in the team. But I feel like almost like it's cheating if that's all you do is go and scout wonder kids, because it's not realistic. But you can still build up good, solid teams without scouting the entire South African continent. They're under 21s. Rather than look for wonder kids, sometimes it's better just to look for the kind of player that you want to bring in and just battle it out sometimes. I think that's kind of more fun sometimes. But I know people play this game and they will just go and scout an entire, the Brazilian entire under-21 team. They're interesting that having managed in Brazil, I've got really good knowledge of the good players in Brazil. So I have 2 Brazilians who were classed as wonder kids in my team. But that's because I knew them. I knew how good they were. And so I brought them with me. And also I sold Marcos. He played also for Coritiba. And I sold him to Manchester United. And he knew he was going to be a great player. And he's turned out to be a great player. And so I want to bring him into the team as well. But that's not deliberately hunting wonder kids. That's just having knowledge of players and having a relationship with them that means they want to come. I don't see that as cheating. If you have a relationship with them, then the chances are if they want to play in Europe, they would follow you, even in real life. So I don't see that as cheating. Oh, come on, boys. You've got to put those away. Don't get sloppy coming into the next 2 games now, especially City. Oh, it's Neves. Why didn't you just let it run out, you plonker? What are you doing? Well, they've got 0.02 XG. We are totally annihilating them. We've had all the possession. I really can't understand why Leeds are 8th. They were in 7th. We're just passing it beautifully. And we should be beating them by more than 2-0. We are absolutely spraying it around. We're getting shots on target. The thing is, is that a penalty? Have we got a penalty? The thing is with Newcastle now, I'm in an interesting situation because it's not about building up a team. I have to buy high reputation players. I have no choice. I have to buy them. So it's an interesting situation I'm in. I have to spend the money that they give me. Oh, Tonali, you plonker. What is he doing? We don't often miss penalties. That's because Florian Wirtz is normally the penalty taker. And he's injured at the moment. So I am in a position where I have no choice but to buy high reputation players. But I think I prefer building teams up from the bottom without scouting the entire Brazilian under-21s. Oh, again, hit the woodwork again. That's twice. Oh, we hit the post twice. Dominating the left side. You think so? You're probably right. I've been chatting away too much. I haven't, because of winning, I haven't been focused too much. It just looks like we're dominant all over the pitch. It has looked since the beginning of the game that Leeds, I don't know how they're in 8th, have very little to offer. And that we're just taking them apart. Looking at Kamalo, who's not having his greatest game. It might be that this is Kamalo's last season. He has got an average rating of above 7. So I'm a bit harsh on Kamalo. But I've got so many good attacking mids that I can't keep them all. Velosso's gone off the boil as well. But we should be putting these away, and we're not. Got a 50% There's not a single key pass from Leeds, and I don't think they have been in our half yet. Oh, we missed another one. Neves now has got himself a yellow card. Manchester City 7, Brighton 0. It's not going to be easy to win the title. These teams keep winning. City and Chelsea have not lost. Oh, City have lost. I forgot. We beat City 5-0. So, but Chelsea have not lost. City have only lost 1. I think Chelsea and City drew. And we just, it's going to be very hard to win the title when that is going on, when they can't lose. That's poor Tonali. He has to come off, I think. It could be because he's getting old. And this is now probably a function of the line is too high. Yeah, that's what that is. Tonali made a mistake and we got a very high line and they've, yeah. So maybe it's time to pull this line back a little bit. I don't want them thinking they can do that again, and now we're going to go make some changes as well. Arwell Davis is tired. Too many yellow cards. That's because of the get stuck in, isn't it? We'll come off that get stuck in a minute. Neves has not had a good game. Glanderson's on a yellow card as well. Jesus Abba. Let's give Gray a rest as well. Abba needs to ease off the tackles as well. And we will come off the get stuck in instruction. And again, this is like, you've got to be careful. This is the game that I said was going to be dangerous. We've had all those chances. Leeds have had one opportunity, really, and they've scored. And I knew this Leeds game might be a little bit difficult. There's nothing in them. I'm going to ask my assistant to make some changes here. There's very little about this team. But I just don't want that line too high now. We've got to start seeing the game out. Nicely done. The high line is all very well for totally dominating them, but I just worried they're going to like launch a ball over the top now and equalise. This is where I got to be so careful now. I don't want to not attack them because they are there for the taking. But I can't afford to give them another goal. Kamalo, let's get into the game, Kamalo. Nicely done. That's better, but that was a poor pass. And here they come again. And this is like why I've wanted this line back. For exactly that reason. Absolutely for that reason I wanted to drop the line. So it stops that diagonal ball. It's the kind of thing that could have resulted in a goal. It's still a worry. They're still coming at us. But I think I might have thwarted their danger. Might have. Oh, referee, send him off. Send the bagger off. 2-1. not good enough. What I'd really like to say to these boys, it's not good enough. I want to shout at them to focus. So the line is a little deeper. I've got to stop this ball going into these areas. They're definitely coming into the game. Maybe they're a last 5 minutes team, and that's why they're in 8th position. Because they just dominate. They just sit back and get attacked, and then dominate the last 15 minutes. So I'm going to go to a more balanced approach. The boys take their time. But it doesn't look good at the moment. But I don't mind them shooting from there. Good evening, Craig. How you doing, my friend? But yeah, this was always the game. I identified it right from the start. And I wonder, have I done enough? Or is there any more I can do to see this game out? But Leeds are... Look at this press that they've got going now. Do I want to be playing out from the back? Hard to say, Craig, but I do remember a save that I did last year, the Wilden save. Player called Lewis Wilden, he was a regen, played for Norwich, in my Ferguson save, and had a concentration level of 8 or 7, and scored a ton of goals, but sometimes he would have a dreadful game. So I would just shout at him, focus, because his concentration was so bad, and every time I shouted focus at him, he'd end up scoring twice. So it was, I had identified that when he was having a bad game, a 6.2, shout at him to focus and he'd score twice. So team-wise, I don't know how much of an effect it has, but I guess it has some effect, but it doesn't last the whole game. I think shouts and team talks are quick fixes. They last for about 10 minutes. You shout at someone and he will up his game for 10 minutes or so while it's still fresh in his head. Our passing has gone to pieces, isn't it? That's what's wrong. And then after that, he pretty much is back to where he was. So, yeah, they're kind of like 5 or 10 minute things. A shout. So tell them to focus. Their concentration attribute might go up by a point each. Tell them to demand more. Their work rate attribute might go up by a point each. I don't know how it works, but it's obviously a numbers thing. Pick out individuals and demand more of them. It will increase their work rate attribute. Oh, that was close. I am gonna come off the tempo a little bit. I want them to hold on to the ball now. Going to go a little bit narrower. I don't want to counter press anymore, and I'm going to go into a low block. I want to get bodies behind the ball now because Leeds are dominating this game. Look at this press. And I think because of that, I'm going to take that off. Yeah, get it forward. Beat the press. I think that is a bit of a worry, and I think that's good. I've lowered the line, which is stopping this long ball, these diagonal balls. I'm having to fight and work hard here. That's all right. That's okay. Let's wind the clock down as well. I don't quite know why Leeds suddenly have become this good team, but we've got to counter it. And we're having to work quite hard here to figure this out. Yeah, yeah, that was a great save, Andy, wasn't it? The Wilden save. The Ferguson. That's a really hard save to achieve. It's very, very difficult. But fair play to that Norwich team. They did really well. Lewis Wilden. Regen. Probably my favourite striker ever in FM. And yeah, for Lewis Wilden, Craig, it's a shout that you could actually see working. Because every time you shouted focus at him, he scored twice. Or most of the time. 90% of the time. So that was an example of using a shout where you could physically actually see it working. Most of the shouts you don't know who it's affecting. If you do team ones, you don't know who's being affected. Anderson's not playing well. You've got to have a very sharp eye to see who suddenly is starting to play better, who's working harder. But I think they do work. It's just hard to track. And they only last for 5 or 10 minutes. Swansea save. Yeah, that was actually quite good as well. Swansea save. The one that we had 4 extremely good strikers in that Swansea save, as I recall. That was another very good save as well. That was, yeah, it was good fun to do that one. You think blitz but berate works? I don't do it very often anymore. I kind of figured out that I think as I set my manager up as a motivator, if I start, I don't think that berating them has much of an effect on them, and that is a dreadful piece of goalkeeping. And I should berate him for that, but I think that because if you're a motivator, use motivating shouts. If you're not, there's what is the one that is the control guy? I think that if I berate them, they just laugh at me. But I just laugh at myself. Berating them makes me feel good. Rather than does anything for the players, just makes me feel happier. And I'd like to berate this team at the moment, because a team that was absolutely crushing Leeds suddenly become a bunch of buffoons. And I think I have one more sub to make, don't I? Veloso, bless his cotton socks, is probably a little bit tired, but Frimpong is tired as well. So let's bring Moreno on. Yeah, shouts are quite interesting. How much they work, I don't know. I really don't know. And interestingly, Jesus Abba, who I think is the best central defender in the world. Oh, this is a chance. Canote! Get in! And 3-1. Oh boy, we had to work for that. And his average ratings are not great. And I wonder if that's about the role he's playing. He's very, very good at this covering role. And I think his ratings reflect the fact that it's not his best role. And we have finally done it. We had to work hard for that, and that's a good sign that we had to work hard for that, because it might mean that the next game we probably won't have to work so hard for. Leicester, I think it's Leicester, shouldn't pose too much of a problem now. But yeah, we did have to work for that. We had to make some changes and be very patient, and defensive changes at that. I think now we can slow it down completely. And I will go back to playing out of defense now. We'll slow it down now. I think the low block helped. But interestingly, how we had to make defensive changes to hold on to that lead. But I think if I'd done nothing, they would have equalised. I don't know what you guys think. Looking at the way the play was going, if I'd done nothing, they would have equalised for sure. And I had identified this one as the tricky one of the three. What's he clapping for? Completely missed that pass, and he's like a seal. Never clap by yourself. People will throw fish at you. Was this a clapping his own piece of miscontrol? 3-1, we'll take this. Even 3-2 will be fine. But I'm not really that pleased. We're not getting bodies behind the ball as I would like. They're not quite deep enough. But it's okay. We're winning the game. I think I'd want them to get just over the halfway line in terms of the forwards' engagement. But they're engaging a little bit higher up than that. But it's okay. It's possibly due to the shape of the team. That's it. Take your time, sunshine. Although, not all 6 minutes, because you'll get sent off. Oh, that's poor. Chance, though. Chance. Somebody. So Leeds are going long now. Oh, the engagement is around the halfway line. So, yeah, that's probably me misreading it a little bit. Nicely done. Go on, Canate. Go on, have a run, son. Go on, Moreno. You have a run instead. What's he given there? Free kick? See, I don't understand that. It did not look like a foul to me at all. Ooh, go on, Kamalo. There's a big gap here. Go on, you can easy put that in. I've seen your skills. He's gone far post. I actually like to have him on shoot less often, don't I? Because he's brilliant at putting people in. Go on, boys. Go on, let's get another one. Let's tell Manchester City and Chelsea we're not going away. They want us to go away, but we are not going away. So now we've got bodies back. Easy peasy. Oh, we're giving another penalty. If he's going to have a look at his TV, giving away a penalty. It's okay. There's only a minute or so left. I do wish the game, though, if FM25 does ever come out, they would make a penalty look like a penalty. Not like a clean tackle. He has given a penalty. It just looked like nothing. But it's okay. 3-2 is okay. Although we haven't saved a penalty for a long time. Come on, Ramirez. Save this one. There's no pressure. I don't think he is an expert in penalty saving. Let's give him a shout. Demand more. It's hard to say how this Leeds side are doing so well. Why are they doing so well? Hey. Give the ball back. He's refusing to give the ball back. Ah, boys, you should have won this really much, much more comfortably than you have. It's pretty poor for the first team. And if you play like that against Manchester City, you're going to get well beat. There's just a few seconds to go now. Hold on. Nice. Take it to the corner. No, he's going to try and score. That's okay. We're over the time now, referee. This is a game that I felt I needed to win. Yeah, I was always concerned about this game, and we've had to work hard for this result. And it was always going to be a tricky one, the middle one of the three. And now that means that we should win the last game of the three before the City game. Oh, we got one of these things going on, have we? We got to wait till they're off the field. Come on, come on. This is no time to get stuck waiting for them to get off the pitch. And I have no idea where Kumalo is now. Has he got off the pitch yet? He's not far off, I think. We're stuck. So look at the... Ah, there we go. Totally destroyed. Totally destroyed. But they somehow managed to score twice. What should I say? It's a bit of a let-off. But we were away. I'm just going to say it was a good win. We were away from home. But I think if I'd said that was a bit of a let-off, I'd have upset them. We're now only 4 points behind Chelsea, who drew. Manchester City 10, Brighton 0. We've got Manchester City coming up. But we did beat Manchester City last time. Yeah, well done, Veloso. 2 goals. Manchester City 10. Yeah, I know. The forwards, Craig, they're like, they didn't do it. We should have won that far more comfortably. But that was the game that FM had decided it was going to make it hard for us. Looking at those 3, and I did say right at the start of the stream that if we win those 3, then there's a chance we could end up near the top. But if you lose one of them, then you could, yeah, then you'll probably finish the session exactly where you started it. So that is a good result, in fact, because when things went wrong, we had to battle to keep hold of that result. And that's the game being the game. It's never going to just say, okay, you're going to beat all these easy teams. And you have to figure out how to win it. And luckily, we just about managed to figure out how to win it. So Leicester shouldn't now. The game should give it back to us now. And Leicester shouldn't be that much of a problem. Shouldn't be, but only going on experience here. But I think we should be fairly comfortable against Leicester. We're going to keep playing with that high line. I don't think they have much pace. They're not going to have much to offer. Doig, I'm always telling him off. He's going to get upset in a minute. One of these times. Patterson, 6 point, what's it, is not good enough. And we need to put the reserve team in here now. So we'll play Moreno and Patterson. We will play Larson and Anderson. And Landerson. Is that the best way to play them? No. And we'll play Yoro and Biomo. And that means we're rotating for City then. I've got plenty of boys who can play up here. Carioca. Mora. And up top, Canote. And who else am I going to put up top? I'll wait to see who my... Yeah, I'm thinking about, where is he? Stealing, what's his name, from Manchester United. Is he in the senior squad? This is your man. This is who I want to buy, Marcos. He's just 21 years old. His mentals are outstanding. Physical's outstanding. His marking is exceptional. Just such a good player. And another couple of years, he'll be as good as Jesus Abba. So I'm thinking of putting in a bid for this boy. We're a bit short at the back, which is why I'm having to rely on players like Biomo, who wants to be sold. So bringing him in will mean I have an exceptional, absolutely exceptional defense. And at the moment, we're not defending as well as I would like to. And that's an indication that the low block is what we should be employing. Arwell Davis loses possession. So what we need to do with Arwell Davis is we need to tell him, well, when he's playing, we need to tell him that just to play a short passing game, that's it. Just don't do anything. And Shazavari, well, he doesn't play much anyway, so I'm not worried. But there is an indication that we should be playing the low block. But at the moment, I'm not considering that. We have a look at this again. Leicester, nothing to offer. And come from just outside. So the high line is probably the right thing to do. Probably need to type mark Daka. There's no pace, no bravery again. I mean, it's pretty poor when you look at it all around. But I don't want to get stuck in because there was too many yellow cards last time. So we take that off this time. But we really need to be, again, getting in their face and really going for them. And we might have to up this to more attacking. If we look at, again, fluid counter-attack. I don't like the fluid counter-attack because that's just balls over the top. Mela, I don't even know who he is. Oh, is he a striker who can't? He's a young boy, isn't he? Yeah. He's not happy. Well, let's send him on loan then. You have something on your mind? Fantastic. I can't risk this. I'm afraid I don't fit in my... I can't send him on loan, can I? Ensure you can... No. I'll try... Yeah, there we go. I'll try and sort out a loan for you. Who is Parry? Who's Mike Parry? I don't even know who he is. Oh, we'll sell him. He's worth 52 million. I don't even know him. He's nothing. We just get rid of him. If we can get 50 million for him, that'd be great. So yeah, problem, sunshine. I'll look to sell you as soon as possible. That's good. Sorted that out. I don't even know who he is. Yeah, I don't think... Now he wants to play a fairly Euro and Biomo. That's the same team as I just picked, isn't it? Euro and Biomo, except he's got him round the other way. But he wants... Tonoli, Landerson. I Mora Karaoke switched over. Siedemar. Siedemar is the boy. He's on holiday. We will give Suone a game. He hasn't had a game for a while. Gray can go onto the bench. We got these boys going off on the African thingy, which is good news. Means they're out of the way. Carioca Mora switched over, yeah. Okay, I'll go with that. Mora, what's his finishing? 12 and 16. 12 and 15. It's much of a muchness. But I have to have the first team fit for Monday. I think it's Monday, isn't it? So I have Leicester, then Manchester City 2 days after. Oh no, it is 4 days after, so it's not actually that bad. I thought it was the 31st. So 4 days, but at least they'll all be fit by the time we get to Manchester City. They'll have had a rest. Squad unhappy with the treatment of Nathan Patterson. He's a squad player. I guess I'm going to have to give him more games then. If what I really want to say is, if he gets his way, one of you guys is going to miss out. But there are no fullbacks in there. I think I'm going to have to give him more playing time. It's probably better to do it that way. And hope that he does the business. This is the problem. This is the problem. Patterson, he's down to play anyway. What is the matter with these people? This is happiness. Agreed playing time, regular starter. What if I change that to a squad player? See what happens. He's probably going to be upset that he's gone down to a squad player now. But, oh boy, it's like doing these teams is really hard. I mean, I said last time out that I understand people get upset. Oh, he hasn't actually got upset. That's good news. But they don't get as upset as FM players. This is another good centre-back. Him or Marcos. Very, very good centre-back. I've got my heart set on Marcos, I think. If I don't get Marcos, we'll bring him in instead. How's that? Everybody's playing together. Chelsea away at West Ham, Man United away at West Brom, Manchester City share. We got to win this. Have to win it. But we're going to go and attack them. DM to DLP. I don't actually want to DM there either. I don't know why he keeps changing it. I didn't want to get stuck in, but he's advising. I don't want a DM. I want an anchor. Listen to me. I think we'll go with this. Neves, Tonali, Veloso, Shazavari and Gray on the bench. Abba can have a rest. Yeah, this is still a good enough team to beat Leicester. I would like to think this is not a banana skin. But yeah, I think we still need to be very careful. Daka, we want to type mark Daka, don't we? And what's he saying? The media. We need to improve our chances. Let's get the job. Let's get the job done. Let's make that count today. Nervous, well, he's a young kid. But once I tell him I've got faith in him, he appears inspired. Now then, boys. Let's do the business. We've rested the first team, who should now be very fresh against Man City. Holding his hand up. Ooh, nothing, ref. Mind you, they like this acting is absolutely superb. Hope he's not seriously injured. He's having a good roll about them. He's really slow. Yeah, just put the ball on him. Is he going to take the free kick while he's lying down? What's happened to the assist, the medic? Oh, he's fine. What was that about? Probably score now. What on earth was that about? What would Fergie do? I don't know, Blitz. What would Fergie do? I'm getting confused. What was that about, Mora? Lovely cross into the box, but poor header. This is still like a very, very good team. This is a very good team. And would probably finish in the top 8 if this was the first team. So the first team should be definitely challenging for the title. There's a lot of good players on the pitch here. And the problem that I have is it's very difficult to improve on it. I am short... Oh, God, what is going on here, Daka? The problem... I am short in midfield. I'd like to find one really, really good midfielder. DM. But I can't find one. My scouts are not able to find one. I'd also like to find one more really, really good striker. I have my eye on one, but he's just a bit pricey at the moment. If I could have Gray plus 1 up top as the first team, that would be exceptional strike force, and then have the best defense in the league. I don't know what I can do about the DMs. That's why I'm thinking moving Yoro up into the DM position, because we cannot find a really good DM. And Tonali is getting older, so we do have to do something. We do have to find one, because Tonali will be 32, is it? 33 next year? 33 next year, so we do have to find one. So I don't know what to do about this DM. I thought that had gone in. Apart from moving Yoro up from centre back and bringing in a really good centre back, they are putting the boot in. Oh, I've got my players on get stuck in, but they are really putting the boot in. Go on, Larson. Make them pay. Whoa. Come on, boys. We need to win this. Be interesting to see what's going on around the grounds. Everything is 0-0 at the moment. Yeah, it concerns me, this high line. But we are defending well and attacking well. If we can just get a couple of goals, then we can drop the line back again and become a little bit more defensive and hold on. But we need these goals early on. Poor pass, but well done, Moreno. Who was that? Biomo. Go on. Oh, there was an overlap there. You missed it. Come on, put pressure on him. I want a better press. I am thinking seriously about dropping the line back. It doesn't look like we're playing all that well with the line that high. Give it a little bit of time. Passing is all over the place as well. So something needs to give here. It's funny how I always struggle against these kind of teams. Well done. That's okay. That's okay. Nicely done. Now pass it around. Come on, pass it around a little bit quicker. That's better. Oh, just gave the ball away. You donkey. Mora is involved in the game, though. He like feels like something's going to happen around him. He's like in the game all the time. So something is going to happen around Mora at some point. Good or bad. This seems like a very strange game. It's lifeless. That's what it seems like to me. There's no life in this game. I think we need to demand more. We need to get more out of them for 10 minutes. Especially as Leicester really are not attacking us. They're just putting the boot in. Or should I be, if they're putting the boot in, should I be attempting to do the same as well? Or should I be just like saying, stay on your feet and pass it around quickly? I think probably, I need to be saying, stay on your feet, don't dribble. So let's do that. Let's say, stay on your feet and don't dribble. Just pass it around. Because they are just like diving in on us. And we're not dealing with them very well, are we? Confirm changes. I don't like that little thing up in the corner. I miss that all the time. That little green box is so small that I miss that all the time. Yeah, so this is not the easy game I thought it was going to be. This is not the easy game I thought it was going to be. And I think we're going to try and hold on to the ball a little better. I'm not going to counter press, and I'm going to come into a low block. I think I need to be very, very careful in this game, and I think I just don't want to lose it. By getting bodies behind the ball, that might help me a bit. That's an example of why I'm worried. Only take one of those and we're 1-0 down. This is not going to be easy. And then suddenly, like Manchester City, we'll go and win 8-0 or something. Something ridiculous when really struggling to work out Leicester. They certainly are getting stuck in. I got to figure out who's on a yellow card. I need to work out who is on a yellow card for Leicester. But at the moment, I just don't want to lose. We'll stay positive for a while. But I just want men behind the ball. This is an interesting little contest I've got here. Okay. You're not getting that ball over the top. Oh, nicely done. We're in. Go on, go on. I'm not going to let you play that direct ball right over the top of us. Does open up a little bit of space in here that they might be able to use, but whether they can use that is another matter. Strange how nothing seems to be happening. It's like the calm before the storm. Now, one good pass. Oh, my goodness me. First touch was terrible. Dewsbury Hall is on a yellow card. Got to wind up their midfield somehow. And also need to find out where they're attacking. It's just over the top, and we're defending that better now. So, okay, now we've figured out we're defensively solid. Now we've got to score goals. Oh, again. They're disrupting the game, aren't they? How does my assistant know it looks like they're attempting to play without pressure? How does he know that? He's one smart cookie. I wouldn't have spotted that ever. All I know is they've been instructed to really get stuck in to disrupt the game. They're not getting a lot of yellow cards. We just need to be patient. Keep the ball, be patient. Go on, son, you're in. Little cross, a penalty, ref. You know they've been taking us out. Come on, that was a penalty. Dewsbury Hall is getting the ball a lot, isn't he? He is getting the ball a lot. That's my assistant. And then Dewsbury Hall, I'm going to get someone tight marking him. The ball is going through him a lot. Go on, you've got that. Nicely done, Patterson. Go on, we just said you can have a bit more game time. We're in. Oh, see them. Oh. What a strange game this is. Are we on full highlights? Why? What happened there? That might explain why it's such a strange game. It's like this game is glitching again. Come on, boys. Oh, I say. He saved it, did he? Come on. We've got this now. We've sorted out any threat that they... That's cool, that was close. Another corner. Now all we need to do is put one in the back of the net and it's game over. Let's have a look around the grounds. Chelsea are winning. That's not good. Manchester City are not winning. Leeds have not... Leicester have not had a shot. I mean, we're not doing too bad. 50% on target. XG isn't great. Dominating the possession. Struggling to create that really good chance. This is a tougher game than I thought it was going to be. But at least Leeds are totally doing nothing now. Just be patient. We've got the game. We've got the possession. We've got everything. We just haven't got the goal. So be patient. Go on, Siedemar. Come on. Lovely ball. Oh, why didn't you take the shot? Karaoke lacked the confidence then. Why didn't he take the shot? Nicely done by Omo. Go on, son. Go on. Take him on. We really need a goal here. Larson. We deserve a goal. Just totally annihilating them. How am I going to get this goal? The low block is doing a great job, but it's just... Oh, it's off the bar. Yeah, I've got to do something, haven't I? He is on attack. I've got the Volante going forward as much as possible. Could throw more into attack, but I still think just be patient. Just be patient. Give him a little bit of a reminder. This is not good enough. I'm not happy. And these two boys... Well, Siedemar's not playing too bad, but Karaoke, you've not been good enough. Have you got play for set pieces on? I don't think so. Do you think I should, Andy? Do you think I should have play for set pieces on there? Yeah, I have. Let's take that off. I just want them... I'm going to go back... Try a higher tempo again. I want them to zip the ball around. You could be right. That could have been causing a problem. The low block is working, so I don't want to do anything in terms of the low block. Dewsbury Hall we've put to sleep by type marking him. Daka is presenting no problem whatsoever. Siedemar is nervous. Let's go out and see what happens. Just give them 5-10 minutes and then I might have to think about different personnel, or I might just play about with the line. Maybe the line is too deep, but I really want them zipping the ball around. You might be right, Andy, that play for set pieces was stopping us. Passing the ball around, we're just slow looking for the foul. I don't know why that was on. It's not something I want this team to do. That's a lovely pass. Yes! And maybe you were right, Andy. Oh, it's going to be offside, is it? I don't like it when they all surround the referee. It's usually disallowed. It's awarded. Get in. Nice one, Andy. But it was also partly due to me because I wanted them to zip it around a bit more. So between us, we've got the goal, mate. And they did look like they were just passing it quicker. And that was good. It was good football, and Siedemar now should not be nervous. Nice work, Andy, spotting that. And I don't know, to be honest, why it's there. It's not exactly that we are the best team in terms of set pieces. So why that was clicked on, I don't know. But also, it was on full match at the start of this, so I don't know what happened, to be honest. Little glitch. Nice. Come on, make it 2. We've got this. Oh. Should I drop them a little bit of praise, encouragement? Probably not a good idea. Leicester have not had a shot yet. That's not to say that they're not going to have one. We're having to work hard for these results. I don't think Chelsea and Manchester City are working quite as hard as we are. Oh my goodness me. Right, I think we do have to shout at them. We're going to say focus. Keep focused. I thought they were going to be one-shot wonders there. We let him go. Oh, lovely pass. We're in. 2-0, Moreno. Get in, son. 2-0. Oh, boy. Panic over. It could also be, Andy, that I just like all through the first half, I kept saying, just be patient. Everything's going well. Just be patient. But I do think that those two things, those two little clicks, have made the difference. How come Leeds have still not got a shot? Because they shot across the face of the goal just then. So how come they haven't had a shot yet? I think there's a few glitches going on in this game. That was definitely a shot they had. Or maybe it was given offside or something. I don't know. I didn't see it given offside. Yeah, they're zipping the ball around a bit better now. Looks much nicer. 3-0. Go on, son. Oh, what a good save. Come on, back into the box. Almost. We've got players back. Well, if we don't win this, then it's a travesty of justice because we're absolutely slaughtering them. They are giving us nothing to worry about. Is that in? No, it's gone wide. They're giving us absolutely nothing. No, he wants us to play for set pieces. No, we're not going to do that. We just took that off. No, it's slowing us down, and that's why we couldn't score. Look at our passing. Our passing is exceptional. We've got about almost 20 key passes in there. That's how good this team is. Nice. Go on, Mora. Have a pop. Oh. Right, let's make some changes, I think. 65 minutes. 70 minutes coming up. After this, we'll make the changes. Oh, nice one. Oh, you've missed. How did you miss that? Andy could have scored that. Man United are winning as well. Oh boy, how did you miss that? Absolute nutter. Maybe. Landerson can come off. Tonali can come on. Larsson, let's strengthen up the midfield. And Swoan is nervous. Can Carioca play as a striker? No, he can't. Shame. Gray can come on for Swoan. Let's leave it at that for the moment. But that took some working out as well. Again, it was the low block. I wonder if when these teams are playing, when it says direct counter-attack, I'm going to have to play with the low block. I wonder if that's what I'm going to need to do. It's just stopping them from putting those long balls over the top, and the diagonal balls are deadly. Oh, Suwon. He's still on the pitch, and he's gone now. Arwell Davis for Patterson. And then City is going to be the big one. Now this time you must score, but I think that one's offside. I think that one is definitely offside. At least to my eye. That looked a mile offside. Yeah. I think that was about 2 yards offside. Hey coach, how are you doing? Yeah, it's good to be back. It's taken a while. I think the medics deliberately underestimate how much time it takes. They want you to think you get over it quicker than you actually do. But we're getting there now. We're almost there. It's the breastbone is still not fused back together though. I let this enormous sneeze earlier. My God, the pain was horrendous. So this breastbone still isn't quite right. Karaoke, get in, son. And I think because as I'm older, I think bones take a little bit longer to fuse together now. This is why they were talking about 10 to 12 weeks for this breastbone to heal. I think when you're young, probably 6 weeks and it's done. But I'm not young anymore. Probably takes a little bit longer to fuse back together. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And results on the pitch. Yeah, don't make me laugh too much or sneeze. Just for goodness sake, keep the pepper away from me. Sneezing is terrible. Go on, son. Oh. And age is a terrible thing. Let's get Moreno off. He's tired. Let's not give any goals away and any late goals away. I think what we need to do is see the game out now. When I can. Let's just keep hold of the ball now. Go narrow. And slow it down. I think we can come off that now. Yep, that'll do. Interesting how the standard line and low block is working really well. And I've said for a while, if you want to beat teams low down in the league, you've got to be more defensive. Interesting. Let's go down to a more balanced style. We don't have to win the game now. Leicester have to win the game, not us. And they ain't coming back from 3-0 down now. And another clean sheet. Go on, easy peasy. I said Mora was going to have some impact on the game. What a good goal. What a cross that was. Who was that? That was Arwell Davis, was it? What a cross. And what a header. "4-0. Perfect preparation for the City game. Still in fourth, and we're still 4 points behind Chelsea. Go on, let's have another one. Go on, let's bury them now. Show Chelsea and Man City we are not going away. You are dying for us to go away, but even our reserves are winning. Oh! Everybody keeps winning. Even Man United keep winning as well. Oh, what a strike. I don't know. This is going to be impossible. Moura has had an exceptional game. He's on a 10. I did say earlier on that the game was revolving around him. He was going to be involved in stuff. He's got a 10. I mean, it was a great header. I don't think that one goal was worth a 10, though. I don't think he scored any more, has he? Oh, Gray. They've had one shot. And that's how we do that. By going into the low block. This FM24 is really quite interesting. We're learning about it. Maybe the low block and the standard line against these teams be more defensive, and we're putting them away. Interesting, Coach. I just thinking about that. I was in the pub the other day and talking about this, and I was saying I can't work out how to score goals down the right hand side, and the bloke said, "Have you got a Carrolero?" And I said, "No, I don't like Italian cars. I think I'll stick with my Mini Carrolero." Sideways. It's, for me, it's like a Carrolero is a very defensive role for me. I very, very seldom use a Carrolero unless, like, I've got a poor team and I'm being hammered down one side. Then sometimes it's good to employ a Carrolero just to close off that side that you're being taken apart. It's for me, it's a defensive role. He doesn't really go very far forward, and I don't know why you'd set up your tactic using one unless you're going to be very defensive. What I just can't understand is why the game will not let these two teams lose. It's like, you've let us lose, but you will not let them lose. So, I mean, it's... I don't know. I'm not a fan of a Carrolero. As I said, I don't like Italian cars. I prefer to stick to the good old British cars. It's... But I know what it's designed to do, and like if you're playing a 3 in midfield here, and you're getting hammered, say down this left hand side, then you can just switch him to being a Carrolero, and he will cover defensively this side, but he will also just move from side to side. As the play is switched, he just moves from side to side. He does go forward, but not very often. And you sometimes find him in these areas, but he's not going to be ever in the box as a threat. Personal choice, but I think it's a defensive role that I don't use very often unless I need to close up one side of the pitch. That's my thoughts on it. I don't know. What do you think, Coach? What are your thoughts on the Carrilero? I can't remember when I've actually used one last. I know what it's for, but would I use it? I like, for me, I just prefer simple roles in midfield. What do you think, Coach? What's your thoughts on the Carrilero? Sounds like you might use him quite a lot. For me, it's just I'd use it to defend. Training rest one day. And now the big one. Shall I play the City game now? But yeah, it's getting quite late now. Or I think probably best to open up the next session. We've got the transfer window opening up. It's a nice session. Played 3-1-3 today and a bit slow today. But it will be nice. Start off with the City game. They always say, though, you shouldn't switch off when you're on a run. But I'm not scared of City. And then start working our way through the transfer window. I think that's probably a good idea. It's now 10 o'clock. I've been a bit slow today. I don't know why. I do apologise. Normally we get through 4 or 5 games. My fault. I've been very, very slow. So next time we'll try and speed up. Yeah, I think it'd be good to start with that big game next time out. Manchester City followed by the FA Cup. And then we got a variety of games. We'll finish after the second leg of the Carabao Cup. And then hopefully we'll be in a final. Absolutely, Andy. Slow and steady wins the race. They do say that when you're on a run, you should keep going, but time is my enemy. And I can hear my Cornish pasty in the fridge shouting, "Eat me, eat me." So, and then we've got Everton, Chelsea. Well, we got Man City and Chelsea to play. That will affect the table. If we can win both of those, then we will be top of the league. I think we have beaten both of them before, haven't we? Certainly we thrashed Man City 5-0. Oh, Chelsea was a 0-0 draw. So we've got every chance. So, yeah, we'll call it a day there. I've had a good time tonight. We've had a few in as well. Don't forget, if you are here and you haven't hit that like button, do hit the like button because it does help the channel. Surprisingly, it does. Helps to push the channel out to people who've not seen any of my videos so far. So don't forget, hit that like button. And I'll be back on... When will I be back? What day is it today? Sunday. I'll be back on Tuesday. And we'll be beginning with the big game. Probably the biggest game of the season. Manchester City. And game fan, good to see you. Just a bit late. Yeah, we're doing really well. Thanks for the good wishes. But on the pitch, we are doing really, really well. And once again, we have played 3-1-3. And that's good. So I'll see you all. All that remains for me to say. Take care, everybody. Be safe. And I'll see you on Tuesday. Have a good night. Take care, boys.